Hello. So I'm going to talk a bit about a different aspect, about integrating small wind turbines by building them locally, and a specific type of wind turbine that we've been making, which is designed by a guy called Hugh Piggot. So firstly, the design is quite a good example of appropriate technology. It uses locally sourced materials, and the design can be built using hand tools or quite easy to make manufacturing techniques. This makes it quite applicable because you can go to somewhere and set up an industry, basically manufacturing these wind turbines locally. Getting the parts locally means there's a lower cost, and by training people up, it creates employment as well. So these are all good benefits. Another part of the design is that if people know how to build them, they know how to replace them, so they don't have to get it sent in from abroad if something goes wrong. Also, the parts are replaceable, so for example, if a blade which is carved from wood fails, they can just carve another blade, or if there's a lightning strike on the stator, for example, they can just cast another stator, and this can all be done locally quite cheaply as well. I think the employment benefits are good as well, because people can earn an income from learning these trades. So there's a few examples of where it's working really well. There's an organisation in Nicaragua called Blue Energy who have installed, I think, about five wind turbines. They've got 6.5 kilowatts producing at the moment, and they're complementary to solar, but they're also standalone systems. And they've also created 11 jobs over their work. So these turbines have been going a good 5 to 10 years. But the problem is there needs to be people. As Theo was saying, the wind's very variable and it's in quite hard conditions, so wind turbines do need a lot of maintenance. So it's essential that there's a team in place to look after these wind turbines. There are approximately 30 to 40 groups worldwide building Hugh Piggot turbines in countries all over the world. There's a lot in Africa, a lot in South America, and these people are teaming up. Actually, there was recently a conference in Senegal for all the international Hugh Piggot wind turbine builders, and they're able to share skills, share information, technology and funding. Wanted to talk a bit about cost and how these projects are funded. A lot of them are reliant on external bodies to keep them going. There's one organisation called Wind Aid in Peru that give the turbines for free to communities, but they get their money from volunteers going out from the West, paying to build a wind turbine and stay with a community. So that's one way of funding it. It is possible to, once you have put up a wind turbine, to get communities to pay per kilowatt hour that's produced. They'll take their batteries and pay for charging up a battery, and that's a way of bringing in an income for the community as well. A personal experience was going out to India earlier this year, and it was really effective realising that there's already skilled craftsmen in wood or in metal. So for me, it was just a case of sharing the technology, and then by the end of it, they understood the design and they'd built several blades and wind turbines themselves, and then they're in a position to train others. So yeah, I'm just saying these Hugh Piggot turbines are quite successful, but it's on a much smaller scale, yeah. One last thing about the cost of wind turbines is to do with the small wind turbines rely on neodymium magnets, and China's been the main manufacturer of these neodymium magnets. Recently they've started reducing their exports, and the price has tripled in the last 2 to 3 years. So yeah, where a price of a magnet was £3, it's now 10 for us. That's going to affect the cost as it goes up. Another thing to think about. Yeah.